Hello and welcome to the Double Stack Facebook Live video today. Today is going to be a little bit different from some of our past videos because we're going to do a live review for somebody's website. So yesterday, I posted a comment in the group and said that if you would like us to talk about your website during today's video, go ahead and post a link there. And today, when we get together, we'll talk about all of the how maybe you can improve your website and attract the kind of clients and projects that you're looking for. So Bree was bold enough to do that, and so she put in a link to her website, and today we're going to be talking about it and give her and you too some ideas on things that you might accidentally be doing on your site that might be pushing people away, some good things that you can be doing, and then also how maybe you can optimize your services to attract the kind of projects and clients that you're looking for. So if you're new to the group, go ahead and click that notifications button to make sure that anytime we do a video like this or have a post or something like that, then you get notified of that, and that will make sure you get all the notifications, you don't miss out on anything. And we post these videos in our video replay section on the doublestack.net website. So if you want to follow along by way of email, go ahead and subscribe to our email list. And if you can't make the Facebook Live videos, we'll go ahead and send you an email about them. So there we go. So let's go ahead and jump right into it and talk about Bree's website. So she's doing some really interesting stuff on her site that I haven't, and one of the things I haven't even seen before, which is really cool. So this talk is going to have 3 sections to it. It's going to be the stuff that's really cool about Bree's site, and then some stuff where I think that she might be able to make some improvements on the site, and then we'll wrap up and talk about some ways that she might be able to tweak the way that she's talking about herself and her services to ramp up her rates. So I'm really impressed that she actually was courageous enough to put the link in here, and I'm certainly not intending to be mean in any way about any of this stuff, but we will talk about some things that maybe she might want to look into changing, but we'll also talk about some awesome stuff that she's doing. So let's start out with the cool stuff first. So I'm not set up to do a screen share thing right now so you can actually see her site, but that's okay because I'm not talking about any design preferences or colors or anything like that. It's just concepts. So her website is, let's see, I've got it here, is goalgetterpm.com. GOALGETTERPM.com. That's her website, and that's the one we'll be reviewing. So if you're watching this video right now or in the near future, you will probably be able to go to that site and see exactly what we're talking about. And if it's sometime in the future, then maybe she might make some changes or something like that. Who knows? But all of that is okay because everything we're about to talk about is conceptual and not about colors or layout or design or anything like that. So right off the bat, Bree is doing some really cool stuff. And one of the things that I thought was particularly interesting about her site was she's positioning her business as a project in the light of project management, as opposed to just we'll build a website or we do web work or anything like that. And I thought that was a pretty unique perspective because I haven't ever gone to a website where a WordPress developer is offering to sell web development services and marketing services and things like that in the context of project management. And she has some good reason to do that, because she apparently has some training in that area and has a lot of experience with project management. And according to what I read on her website, this is one of the ways she even got into coding and WordPress and things like that, was through project management. So cool for her for taking advantage of the skills and the credentials that she has to make her to make her website seem different and unique and sets her apart from everybody else. Now, I have to put the disclaimer in here that I don't know Bree, although I'd like to. She seems really cool based on her her Facebook profile and her website that I read today. But she and I aren't like long-term friends or anything like that. So I don't know a whole lot about her or her background or anything like that. So there's absolutely the chance that I could be wrong about all of her history or her background or her experience or things like that, because I'm just going based on what I was able to glean from her website. So anyway, so it's really cool that she's taking advantage of this project management perspective as opposed to just saying, here I am, I can build websites for you and hire me. So I thought that was neat because it puts a new light, a new angle on what she's doing for her clients. And another thing that I thought was really cool was she offers this thing called a web diagnostics call on her site. And one of the features of that call, it looks like it's about a 45-minute call where she's going to get to know about about her clients and things like that. And she talks about creating sales funnels. And that's a really, really good idea to be able to help your client create sales funnels. And one of the things we've talked about a lot in this in this group here and in these videos is how do you actually create value for your customer? And one of the big ways is creating sales funnels. So because that's one of the ways that you actually take advantage of the traffic coming to your site so that you can communicate with people on an ongoing basis. So that's a really, really good idea, and I was really happy to see that. And then the third thing that I thought was cool is she actually has this goal of wanting to help 200 people build websites in 2018. And so it's pretty cool to see that kind of a goal and what she's kind of looking to do. So those are three of the things that I thought were really cool about her website. So as we're going through this, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the comments block. And if anybody has anything to say about any of this, I'll get to the comments at the end. But I don't want to interrupt too much of what we're talking about here during this review. But I also don't want to make you feel like you're not I'm not paying attention to what's going on over there on the side of the window here. So we'll get to the questions at the end, and feel free to load up the questions. So some of the things that I think that she might be able to do to improve her site was on the home page. It wasn't clear to me immediately that I was going to be able to hire her to build a website. Actually, there's some information on her page about getting goal. It says her headline was Goal Getter PM. That's the title of her site, and then like the subtitle is Your Goals Are Waiting. Let's get them with project management. And so that's not immediately obvious to me that I can hire her as a web developer, but I do like I like the twist on things with going to get your goals with some successful project management. So that actually puts like a roadmap in place for getting to where you want to be. But then also on her site she has featured products. And there's two featured products. One of them is the Ultimate Delicious Diet Shake, and another one is 5 reasons why a superhero would hire a Goal Getter PM. I like the second one. It looks like it might be a link to a blog post of hers that kind of goes deeper into why a project manager is really the kind of person you want to work with for building your website. But the other one was about a diet shake, which I wasn't able to connect mentally with her websites. I'm guessing maybe she has maybe an affiliate program, or it's a product that she really likes or something like that. But if you click that, you go right off the site onto another site that talks about the shake. And I thought that was a little bit of a distraction because it's like right there front and center, and you're sending people off your site for that. And that actually brought up another point, that one of the things that people oftentimes will do, which I feel like is a mistake, is send people off your website for any reason, whether it be a related product like that. But even more common than that is people will say, hey, now that you're on my website, go join my Facebook group, or go join my oh, it's Bree, hey Bree, and or go join my Twitter, just sign up for Twitter or whatever, and then you leave the site, and then now people are on your Facebook page and not your website, when I think that the better way to handle all that is really to flip all that on its head and turn things around and have people go from your Facebook site to your website and hopefully join your email list or something that you have on your site, maybe submit a contact form or something like that. So keeping people on your site seems like a good idea, and so I think that's all I had to say about that. I've got some notes here that I'm going through as well. So the other thing that I noticed about Bree's site, which I would have liked to have seen, is I'd like to know more about her. I didn't notice an about page. There's a contact us page, and there's information about her blog and things like that. But I'd love to see like a picture of her and like an about page, like why she got started. She does have a blog post about that, which I read and was pretty cool. But it seemed, but judging from her interaction with me through the Facebook group and and her Facebook profile and things like that, it seems like she's got a lot to offer. She seems like a really exciting person to get to know, and I bet she could put together an awesome about page. And that would help me feel like, if I was going to be one of her clients, I'd kind of start connecting with her right away about like with her personality, which would be really cool to see in an about page. So I think that'd be a really cool addition for her website, and kind of put that up kind of front and center so we could get to know who you're working with in addition to what you're getting. So we talked about, when I first land on a website, I kind of want to know three things. I want to know, what is this website about? I want to know, like, what am I getting? Like, am I getting, a project manager, or am I getting a website, or both together? And I'd also want to know who I'm working with. So like, who is it? Who's behind the site? So those three things are things that I think are pretty important for like the homepage of your site. So, and then the third thing was that I thought was that we've kind of already talked about it, is the concept of leaving the site to go do something else. It'd be better, I think, to keep people on the site. So then this next section here, it's like, so what are the opportunities that somebody like Bree might have for maybe attracting higher paying clients or something like that? And one of the things that she's already doing is with that website diagnostics call, talking to the client to try to figure out, try to uncover what kind of problems they have, and where they're starting from. So it's not a one size fits all kind of a thing. You're like really getting to know what somebody's concerns are, and then you can offer the aspect of your business that's most applicable to what they're doing. So I think that's a really cool thing, and I think that she can actually do that even better than what she's currently doing by offering like more in-depth information with regard to these sales funnels, because I think that's a really big step in the right direction for setting herself apart. Because if somebody just wanted to have a website, then they could go and build a free website. They could go to WordPress.com or Wix or Squarespace or something like that and set up a free website. But with Bree's help, or with your help, you can actually help them think through things that they don't already know. And one of those big things that a lot of people don't know anything about is the concept of a sales funnel. At best case scenario, people may have heard that kind of a phrase before, and it's like a buzzword that sounds exciting that they want to do, but they don't know how it works. They don't know how to take advantage of that kind of traffic. Yeah, but folks like Bree do. And so and then you as a WordPress developer, you would know how to do those types of things, and that'd be really cool to be able to stay connected with your client and be able to offer ongoing help with optimizing these sales funnels, because that's something that changes all of the time. And the more people you put through the funnel, the better you can crank out results, because you begin to know more about the people that are in your email list. You can begin to talk to them more about the kinds of things that you do with your business that might apply to them based on how they interact with these emails. And this is one of the ways you really build recurring revenue in your business, is by sticking with your clients and leading them through the process of building their business online. And so that's going to get us into some more of these opportunities that I think are probably going to apply to a lot of people. And so one of the things that I thought was cool that I mentioned in the beginning was Bree has this goal of wanting to help 200 people build a website in 2018. So she's thinking through how much she can grow her business in a year. She's setting goals. All of that forward thinking I think is fantastic and is a really good idea. But I also think that that client hopping is probably not the most effective way to grow your business. What I call client hopping is the concept of you find a client, you build a website, you get paid, and then you do it all over again. You find a client, build a website, and get paid, and you try to interact with more and more clients. And the thing that I think that is bad about that is when you do that sort of a thing, there's two problems that are kind of serious problems. Now, back when it used to be really valuable to build websites, like the act of actually building a website was something that was really valuable because the technology was hard, it was expensive to do it. Only the most elite businesses had websites or whatever. And for, up until maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, just getting a website on the internet was kind of a hard thing. Even as recently as like 5 or 6 years ago, even though there's things like WordPress and stuff like that, the average business owner doesn't know how to do all that stuff. And so there was actually benefit to like putting a website online. But now the benefit is, whatever you're doing to like, if your services are just about putting websites online, then the value of your service is pretty much related to like the pain that your client feels for having to like do it themselves. So like they could go to Wix, for example, and set up their own website, but they're not doing it because they don't want to. But if you said, hey, you know what, I'm going to charge you $20,000 to build your website, well, they go, whoa, well, I'm just going to do it myself. That's, you know, the pain that I experienced learning how to use Wix or whatever is significantly less than paying $20,000. So you can't raise your rates that high if the goal is to build the website. So for example, and another way to say this is if you're selling websites, it's going to be hard to raise your rates because websites don't have a lot of inherent value right now. And so that's one of the problems. The second problem is you get this feast or famine issue where if you're when you're with client hopping, I'm not the value of building websites, but now if you're trying to like go client after client after client after client, then like if you've been in the business of as a freelancer or a small agency for a while, you'll know this feast or famine problem where you get a lot of clients. Like, you know, sometimes things are seasonal. Like, for example, nobody tends to build websites during Christmas. But then when January hits, it's like, boom, everybody wants a website today. They've got a New Year's resolution to start their website, to start their business, to do whatever. And now you're like, got to go build all these websites. So you get all these clients. And sometimes you get so many clients at once that you can't do it all. And so sometimes you even have to turn people away. And then you're like, okay, I've got so many clients. This is all I can handle. And you just go heads down and you just start cranking out websites as fast and as furiously as you can. And then of course you get through it all and you've built the last website, but you've been so busy building websites, you haven't had a chance to really go out and find new clients while you're doing all the work. And now you don't have any work. So now that's the famine part. And there's no telling how long it's going to be in that area where you don't have any clients, where you're still looking for new clients. And so many people post in this group or asked me or whatever, it's like, how do I get more clients? My number one concern is getting more clients. And the reason they say that is because they're hitting this famine mode and they don't know how to get the clients. And so they don't know how to get it's difficult to even things out. And the solution for that is actually generating recurring revenue in your business, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But the second problem with client hopping is you're not actually helping the client as much as you otherwise could be. Because when somebody comes to you and they say they want a website, they think in their mind, I need a website for my business. But the actual problem that they're trying to solve is not how do I get a website? Because nobody really wants the website. They want the customers that come from the website, right? They want people to be able to find what they're doing online, and that would be like an online window for them to get customers. So the real problem that that your clients have when they come to you for a website is how do they grow their business? How do they get customers? How do they get an audience? How do they connect with people? It's not about the website. So for example, if you could get just as many clients without the website, then nobody would ever bother getting the website. So let me give you an example. So say, for example, you're in New York and you need to get to California for like a wedding. And so somebody says, hey, what's your problem? What's your problem? You would say, I need to get to California. You wouldn't say, I don't have a train ticket, because, you know, a train ticket will get you from New York to California, but you don't really say, I need a train ticket. That's not really what's on your mind. And so if somebody came up to you and said, hey, you know what, snap your fingers and click your heels and Shazam, you'll be in California, you would say, fantastic, I don't need the train ticket, I'm in California now. And so the actual problem is getting from New York to California, not how you get there. And if somebody came up and said, hey, you know what's even better than a train ticket is a plane ticket, so you can fly from New York to California, then that's, you're getting there faster, and, it's taking you a couple of days instead of a couple of weeks. And suddenly somebody would say, you know what, I don't even need a train ticket anymore, I want the plane ticket. And so, what I'm trying to bring out with this analogy is if you can sell someone a plane ticket that actually solves their problem faster and better than the people selling train tickets, then people are going to want to work with you more. And so, like, when everybody else is just selling websites and just cranking out web pages, they're selling train tickets. They're selling a slow growth, questionable, old way to get from one place to another. And if you can come out there and say, I've got a better way here, now you can fly there in a couple hours now by upgrading your skills, then that's how you get more money, because obviously plane tickets cost a lot more than train tickets. And so that's kind of what I'm talking about with, you know, how the client hopping thing doesn't actually solve the problem, because getting the website isn't really the solution that your customer is after. The solution they're after is, how do they grow their business? How do they get customers? How do they, you know, get more exposure online? Like all of these different things. And the website is just what they're kind of thinking. Like if someone had never heard of an airplane before and they need to get from New York to California, and the only way they think they can get there is a train, they're going to go try to find train tickets. But then if you show up with a plane ticket, that's going to be a lot better for you. So I don't know if that resonates with anybody or not, but that's kind of what I'm talking about not really solving the real problem with client hopping. And so the underlying principles that I'm trying to make here are that you're the one who knows the things about the internet. So one of the things I love about this job and building websites and working with WordPress developers and other business owners is that everybody does such cool stuff. Like, you know, the people that call me on the phone, you know, the first thing I say is, what do you do? Tell me about yourself. And like, I have met the most amazing people I've ever met in my entire life through doing this stuff, and they offer such amazing services. Sometimes it's fun stuff. Like I met, you know, I think I mentioned before, I worked with this guy who does like miniature NASCAR. I mean, I don't know anything about NASCAR, but like the cars look exactly like full-size NASCAR cars, but they're like half the size, and you get in from the top, and then you're like lying down on your back and riding, and it's crazy. And so I've watched videos of this happening, and it's wild to watch. So that's pretty cool. But then like in the health area, like diets and food and you know, gluten sensitivities and autoimmune disease, and people are legitimately saving people's lives. And I get to help, you know, build their website and stuff. But when these people come to me, they know the things that they know. You know, they know about diets and gluten and blood sugar and health and whatever, but they don't know about the internet. They don't know about like Bree and her sales funnels, and they don't know about e-commerce and email marketing, and you know, how to learn more about your audience with email opt-in forms and things like that. And that's stuff that we know about. And so when people come to us, the way to raise your rates, here's the key. If you don't hear anything else in this video, here's the key. The key is stop selling websites and start selling you. You are much more valuable than a website for so many reasons. Websites are free. You know, you can do it yourself if you're a business owner, but they don't know what they're doing, and they don't know what they don't know. You know, they don't know about sales funnels. They don't know about any of the things that you know. And so if you can sell you instead of the website, that's really the starting point to shifting your mindset as to how you get more money and better clients with the work that you do. And the cool thing is that you have so much to offer as somebody who knows how to do this stuff. You can legitimately take people's businesses from nothing to something meaningful. And it's like a triple win. I mean, it's a win for everybody, because I mean, of course it's a win for you, because you're making, you know, much more money doing this, selling your leadership as opposed to selling your websites, because what you're offering is really, really rare and valuable, and everybody else is selling websites. So if you can position yourself to sell your leadership, then that's a big difference. So you're winning because you're getting paid, you know, higher rates for delivering something better. But your client is winning too. So they're going to be much more happy working with you and feel like they're getting a much more value, even though the cost is higher, the value is way higher, because you're helping them build a website that's actually going to grow their business. That's going to teach them how to do these sales funnels. That's going to teach them how to convert the traffic that hits their site into people that they can actually talk back with and have a conversation with and educate as to what they're doing on their business and what aspect of their business the customer is interested in. So, you know, I was talking before about the dietitian that I work with. She does like gluten sensitivity stuff and weight loss stuff and blood sugar stuff. And so you don't want to be sending like, you know, cake and, you know, bread recipes to your gluten intolerant audience. You got to know who's doing what. And this is how you overcome that, you know, so you can lead in that way. And then, of course, the triple aspect of the win. So you're winning, you're making more money, your customer is winning, or your client's winning because their website's bringing them more money. And then their customers are also winning, because now they're discovering solutions to problems that, you know, they might not have otherwise been able to find the solutions to, because the person that you're working with offers something awesome that nobody else is doing. And they would never have known about it if it hadn't been for you helping your client actually get their message out online so people could actually be exposed to this awesome stuff. So like everybody is winning if you just stop selling websites and start selling you. So, so let's see, I kind of got carried away. Let me make sure I have all of the notes covered here. So we talked about all those things. Okay, so yeah, so wrapping things up. So how do you go from having a business that involves having to find clients all the time to one that actually generates sustainable recurring revenue so you don't have to constantly find new clients? Because if you can get a few clients that you can stay with and get retainers for, you know, a couple $100,000, maybe $1,000 per month, I mean, you don't need too many of those before you've got a really nice business. So, you know, say you got a couple of clients paying you $1,000 a month. I mean, how many do you need? 10? What if you had 10 clients? That's 10 grand a month. It's $120,000 a year, and you don't have to keep finding new clients all the time. And if one, you know, decides to leave for whatever reason, you don't lose your whole business. You just acquire one more client, which is a lot easier to find than trying to get like 200. Like Bree was mentioning that she wanted to work with 200 clients. That's an awful lot of clients to acquire, and you know, awesome for her if she can do that. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. So how do you make it so that you don't have to do that? Well, one of the things that you can do to stick with your customers is, and this is something I see pretty frequently on people's websites, is, you know, we as WordPress developers, we know some basic stuff that other people might not know how to do, like if you're a business owner. For example, WordPress updates. You know, every once in a while, WordPress has got to get updated. Plugin updates. Every once in a while, you got to update your plugins. Backups, you know, you got to make sure the site's backed up. Security stuff, you got to make sure there's security plugins and updates or whatever going on the site. Hosting itself, you know, web hosting, you know, you got to put the website somewhere, and it's something that we know how to do. Other people don't know how to do it. Might as well offer that as a way to grow your recurring revenue. So, you know, WordPress maintenance plans, WordPress care plans, hosting, whatever. Absolutely. You know, if it's something that you're interested in doing, absolutely offer that kind of a thing, because you know how to do it. Your client needs it. It'll give you some recurring revenue, and that's really nice. But on top of that, I mean, you don't have that. That's just like a tiny little sliver off the top of what you could be doing. Because like as Bree is talking to her clients with these sales funnels, she could say, hey, you know what? I'm going to set you up with a sales funnel. We're going to start growing your email list. And then as people begin to interact with these emails, I'm going to take a look at the kinds of links that they click and what kind of interests they have. And we're going to set up some more, this dynamic tree of communication that happens as people interact with these emails. So the thing that's really cool about email, which you can't really do in other circumstances very easily, is, you know, as people click on links and open emails and things like that, you begin to learn what they want. And if you know what people want, then you can talk to them so much more effectively, so that you're not sending, like if it's a personal trainer, you know, oftentimes men want to bulk up and get muscle mass and, you know, get huge or whatever. And oftentimes women are more interested in slimming down and getting thin and whatever. So like if I start sending out emails to guys that want to gain muscle on how to lose weight, I mean, then it's going to put them off. They don't want to. The last thing you want to do when you're trying to gain weight is lose weight. See? So depending on who you're talking to, you need to be able to, you know, talk about which aspect of your business they're most interested in. And, you know, these sales funnels are a big deal. And then on top of that, if you can begin to offer e-commerce services. So if people can start actually using their websites to generate real money that goes in their bank account, that's going to be a huge thing. And, you know, it can start with these sales funnels, and then it can continue on with e-commerce. And as you begin to see what people are buying, then you might be able to say, you know, if somebody bought this product, they might also be interested in that product. So for example, if you're working with a personal trainer and somebody signs up for their service and you know that they're a man interested in bulking up their muscles or whatever, then you might say, hey, you know what, we've got this protein powder that's really great for, you know, building lean muscle mass, which is an additional product. And this is something that you would learn through e-commerce. And so you can, and this is the kind of thing that goes on forever. Like as long as your client has a site, this is stuff that constantly needs attention, and nobody knows how to do it but you. You know, your customer, you know, the person that's running their fitness business or whatever, their personal training business, they're busy training the people, right? They don't want to know, or learn how to do email sales funnels and, e-commerce based direct marketing and things like that. They want to teach people how to get strong or lose weight or get fit or whatever it is that they're doing. And you're the one that can do all of these other things. And so this is what I'm talking about with regard to selling you, not selling the website. The website is just the tool that you use to do all of these wonderful things for your customer. And that's going to ramp up your rates a lot. And so the big idea with wrapping all of this stuff up is, yes, offer any kind of WordPress maintenance plans and things like that, because that keeps people in touch. But in addition to that, stick with the customers. You would think of it as kind of part of your own business, as business partners with you, as how do you like keep tweaking the sales funnels? How do you keep analyzing, what products are selling on your store and who's buying them, so you can let other people know that they exist? And that's the kind of thing that, it's ongoing forever. It's high value, high ticket kind of service that you can offer, because it's not just an expense to your client. Like as you're doing this, they're making more money because you're selling more stuff, right? You're generating leads. You're getting the leads to convert to customers. Customers are getting upgraded to repeat customers. That's winning all kinds of money for your client, which means that you're going to be able to benefit from that too. So, and that's like a huge, huge, huge thing. It's basically the fundamental aspect of all the things that we teach here is how do you get higher rates? And the way that you do that is you offer yourself as a way for other people to grow their businesses, and the website is just the tool for doing that. So if all of this sounds good to you, if this sounds like something that you want to be able to do, then go ahead and give it a try. And if you feel like you don't have the skills yet on how to do it, and you're concerned that you don't know where to host a website to keep it safe and secure, or or even more higher level than that, you don't know how to do sales funnels, or you don't know how to incorporate the e-commerce information with the ability to email people about it and things like that, or you don't know how to do subscription services, or sell courses or premium content, or any of those things that generate revenue for your clients. Well, this is the stuff that we teach in the Double Stack program. So if this is something that you're interested in learning how to do, go ahead and schedule a call with me, and we can make a step-by-step plan to show you how to get to where you need to be in order to be able to confidently send out proposals for these like $5,000 or more websites. So you get $5,000 up front, boom, for building the site, and then you're sticking with your clients at for monthly retainers that are worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars per month off one client. So you don't have to keep finding the clients over and over and over and wearing yourself out with these low-paying couple $100 projects that are exhausting for everyone involved, and they don't really actually solve the problem your client has. That's the biggest issue. The biggest issue is it's not the best for anybody. It's not the best for you because it's exhausting to keep trying to do this. And I talk to people that are like on these job boards for WordPress projects on Upwork or whatever, and the job boards are awesome. But there's so many people, and we did this video a couple weeks ago about like the $50 WordPress website that I saw, and it was like, you can't build a big business making $50 WordPress. That's the lowest price I've ever seen. Most of the time it's like $300, $500, something like that. But even still, it's like, one phone call with somebody who can tell me how to actually get leads and customers and increase my revenue through my website, just the call is worth $500, So if you need to know how to do this, let's talk about it. It's not hard, but it is different. And so, we can make a plan for you to get all of this underway for you. So I loved the way that Bree stepped up and gave us a link to her site so we could talk about it. I feel like we've uncovered some really cool stuff. And let me check these comments over here and see if anybody had a question. Let's see. I don't see any questions specifically, but everybody's saying hi. So hey to you guys. Thanks so much for showing up. And I really look forward to doing these talks with you guys. So we do them Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. And if you want to do another review of a website, again, we can do that too. Send a link to me. We can talk about it. And if not, I've got a lot more stuff to say in the coming weeks. So thanks so much for showing up. and I look forward to seeing you again soon.